What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? I'm Guy Wozniak, and you are watching episode number 11 of Comic Book Jeopardy. Now, if you missed last week's episode, we did a double-length Double Jeopardy show with a total of 2 rounds and 60 questions, plus Final Jeopardy, of course. And it was both a lot of fun, and it was a lot of work. Which is why we will not be doing full double-dose Jeopardy on a regular basis. But if you did like the 60-question Double Jeopardy episode last week, let us know in the comments down below, and maybe every 10 episodes or so, we'll do another double round show. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. Now this week, it's back to the normal 30 questions format, and those 30 questions will span the following 6 categories, included categories voted on by the paying channel members. Now, how that works, if you're interested, is that every Monday I post a members poll, and there will be 3 choices of categories on that poll for the channel members to vote on, and they have till Friday to pick what they would like best as the categories on the following week's show. Now, as it turned out this week, the votes were between 3 superhero team categories. We're talking X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Justice League. And there just so happened to be a tie this week. So instead of flipping a coin and picking one, I decided let's do both, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. So that's what we will have this week. Now, if you'd like to have an opportunity to vote on categories, you can join the Comic Book Guy Members Club by clicking on the little button down below that says join or something to that effect. And yeah, you can support the channel, help us out, and get a chance to vote on categories. Now, without any further ado, what are the categories this week? Well, category number 1 is, and as we said, it's going to be X-Men, as voted on by the channel members, and this one will obviously be a category dedicated to questions and clues, all about the greatest superhero team of all time, in my opinion, the X-Men. Category number 2 this week is Death and Rebirth, and it's a category all about comic book characters that just won't stay dead. And no, I'm not talking about zombies, but maybe we should do a category on zombies and Marvel zombies in the future as well. Now, category number 3 this week will be What If? And it's a series of questions that are all inspired by that amazing comic book series, What If, that gave us hypothetical and reimagined Marvel stories over the years. Category 4 will be Generally Annoying, and it's a series of questions about characters that are, just like me, pretty darn annoying. Category number 5 this week is Villain Origins, and as you can imagine, this category will have a bunch of clues and questions about villains and how they got their starts. And finally, we have our 2nd member selected category this week, and our 6th category overall, Fantastic Four. And of course, we will be seeing 5 questions all about the first family of Marvel Comics, the Fantastic Four. Now, with all of that said, I'll be passing control of the game board over to my good friend and co-host, Matt. I'll be back at the end of the game, so I'll see you all then.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Matt, and we've got a great group of clues for you today. But before we jump into them, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Please. We really appreciate the help and support. And now, let's get to the questions. X-Men for 200. This device is used by Charles Xavier to detect and locate mutants around the world. What is Cerebro? Death and Rebirth for 200. This DC character was famously killed by Doomsday. Who is Superman? What If for 200. In the debut issue of the first series, this web-slinging hero joins the Fantastic Four. Who is Spider-Man? Generally Annoying for 200. This DC pest can only be banished back to the 5th dimension when he is tricked into saying or spelling his name backwards. Who is Mr. Mxyzptlk? And I'm sure we're going to get a lot of people telling us how to pronounce it correctly. Villain Origins for 200. This Marvel character developed radiation-resistant mechanical arms that became fused to his body during a laboratory explosion. Who is Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock, or Otto Octavius? Fantastic Four for 200. This armored nemesis is the ruler of the fictional country of Latveria. Who is Dr. Doom, or Victor Von Doom? Okay, that will wrap up the 200-point round. Let us know in the comments below. Did you go 6 out of 6 on those? If not, don't worry, there's a bunch of questions coming your way. X-Men for 400. Scott Summers, also known as Cyclops, has been the team leader of the X-Men at various times. He has these two mutant brothers, who are Havoc and Vulcan. Death and Rebirth for 400. This famous DC character's death was voted on by the readers. Who is Jason Todd? And from what I understand, it was a pretty slim victory for him. What If for 400. In issue number 10, this nurse and love interest of Thor wields his hammer. Who is Jane Foster? And they ended up making that a real in-canon event in the Thor books, and then they even put it into that terrible Thor movie. Generally annoying for 400. He describes himself as Batman's biggest fan and has been pestering him since 1959. Who is Batmite? And I gotta say, I did not know he'd been around that long. Villain origins for 400. This DC character grew up in a prison where he was a test subject for an experimental drug called Venom. Who is Bane? Fantastic Four for 400. During an experimental test flight, the team is granted their powers when they are exposed to this. What is cosmic radiation? Now that will wrap up the 400-point round. I hope you're all doing good this week. Now let's dive into the 600-pointers. X-Men for 600. This elite society often clashes with the X-Men and has an inner circle including the likes of Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost. What is the Hellfire Club? Death and Rebirth for 600. This Captain America sidekick was reported as dead in 1964 until resurrected 41 years later in 2005. Who is Bucky, or the Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes? And I have to say that storyline was exceptionally well done by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. If you haven't read it, you should. What If for 600. In issue number 3, this superhero team, who first formed to defeat Loki, never becomes a team. Who are the Avengers? Generally annoying for 600. This Marvel other-dimensional showman captures heroes and forces them to fight for his viewing audience for higher ratings. Who is Mojo? Villain origins for 600. This Marvel character was granted his powers when he finds a hidden ancient temple and reads the inscription on a large enchanted ruby that he finds inside. Who is the Juggernaut? Fantastic Four for 600. First appearing in Fantastic Four number 209, Herbie the Robot's name is an acronym standing for this. What is Humanoid Experimental Robot B-Type Integrated Electronics? And I have to say, I had no idea that's what it stood for. Okay guys, before we dive into the 800-point round, don't forget we are doing a giveaway, so listen up.
One of you will win this collection of Wolverine comics when the channel hits 10,000 subscribers. This is the 1982's Wolverine miniseries issues 1 through 4 from the legendary team of Frank Miller and Chris Claremont. So let's keep it real simple. If you want to win these books, do two things. First, be sure to subscribe to the channel because Only subscribers are eligible for this giveaway. Second, when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will post the giveaway announcement video. You have to see this video to find out who will win, so make sure that you have notifications turned on, because you don't want to miss that.
And now back to the Jeopardy! X-Men for 800. Madeline Pryor, the mutant clone of Jean Grey, was created by this mutant and master geneticist. Who is Mr. Sinister? Death and Rebirth for 800. This diminutive Avenger was briefly thought to have been killed in battle until they were revealed to have been an alien duplicate. Who is the Wasp? What If for 800. In issue number 11, this famous Marvel icon is given the powers of Mr. Fantastic. Who is Stan the Man Lee? Generally annoying for 800. This comedic green-skinned and cone-headed character was first introduced in Fantastic Four number 11. Who is the Impossible Man? Villain origins for 800. This DC character was originally a gorilla that was artificially mutated into a red-haired strongwoman by Professor Zool. Who is Giganta? Fantastic Four for 800. This early Fantastic Four villain is the father of Ben Grimm's love interest, Alicia Masters. Who is the Puppet Master? And now for the 1,000-point questions. I hope you guys are ready because things are going to get really tough. X-Men for 1,000. This fictional island nation off the coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean was a mutant safe haven prior to being devastated by a sentinel attack, resulting in massive casualties. What is Genosha? Death and Rebirth for 1,000. This Marvel hero was killed in his third appearance in 1975 and was not resurrected until 47 years later in 2002. Who is Thunderbird? What If for 1,000. In issue number 4, this team of World War II heroes stayed together after the war. Who are the Invaders? Generally annoying for 1,000. This imp from the 5th dimension first appeared in Aquaman number 1 in 1962 and sported green pointy hair. Who is Quisp? No one's gonna get Quisp. No one. Villain origins for 1,000. This Marvel character was a low-level technician in a nuclear plant before accidentally activating an experimental particle generator, which bombarded him with an unknown form of energy and gave him the ability to control all forms of matter. Who is the Molecule Man? And give yourself an extra 500 points if you know his actual name. And finally, the last question in the 1,000-point round. Fantastic Four for 1,000. He has been the mustachioed mailman for the Baxter Building since his first appearance in Fantastic Four number 11 in 1963. And of course, I'm talking about who is Willie Lumpkin, famously played by Stan Lee in the Fantastic Four movies from the early 2000s. And that brings us to Final Jeopardy. And I'm sure you all know how this works. But you can wager any amount of points that you have earned in the previous round on the Final Jeopardy category of comic book history. Now don't forget, let us know how you did this week and make sure you leave your total score in the comments below. And without any further ado, here's the clue. Formed in 1954 by the Comics Magazine Association of America, this was voluntarily adopted by publishers as an alternative to government regulations. What is the Comics Code Authority? And that wraps up all the questions this week for our Comic Book Jeopardy. So back to you, Guy.
Hey, it's Guy, and I'm back to wrap this one up today and say thank you all for tuning in and watching. And of course, a big thanks to the channel members who help and support what we're doing here. And for those guys that vote on the categories every week. We appreciate you all a ton. So thank you very much. Now, with all of that said, I'll go ahead and wrap this one up for today. And I'll say, as always, keep collecting comics, keep watching the videos, and until next week, bye now.